right? To teaching people that you are who you hang with, and that they need to realize that um, people's consciousness have a power to create. So if some people, if if you're a successful, motivated, ambitious person, and one of your friends is, or your friend, or your only friend, or your closest friend, or your friend, you share your success with your friend, right? People that aren't motivated will very rarely, if at all, be pleased for your success or even understand how you're successful, right? So if somebody can't even, so if you're operating up here on this level, doing all these things, right? Say you've received some spiritual upgrades, or you've reached a new level of understanding, right? And you share this with somebody that has no comprehension of it, right? They're not going to do their thoughts of your success, right, and your ability, right, aren't going to do you any justice at all. So you don't tell them about these things, right? People that can't understand your success aren't going to grant you your success by utilizing their power of creation, their power of thought, right? So they're either not going to allow you success, or they're going to think something less of your success, right? And they are co-creators, right? They can create, right? So also you hang around with people, right? And if they view you a certain way, then they're creating you as that certain way. So if you hang around with waste men, they're going to create you as one of them, and their thoughts are going to affect you, right? So what people need to do is they need to learn now to identify what are negative relationships that they have in their social circle, right? And they need to eliminate them from their social circle. Once they identify these people, they have to put in the willpower to stay away from these people, but they also should start by cutting a psychic cord. When you get close to people, when you form a rapport with people, when you form friendships, you establish psychic cords between you, right? And now these psychic cords send and receive energy to each other and information to each other, even at a long distance. Right? When you finish a relationship, say if you're in a a relationship, romantic relationship, and you need to move on from that relationship, the first thing you should do is when you set your will to move on from that relationship, is to cut a cord, sever a cord. Now people will tell you to use what's called an astral knife, right? This is part of your astral toolkit, right? You can use a sword, and you use a torch as well, a fiery torch, right? So what you do is you visualize, or you see the psychic cord, right? It's usually connected to your tummy. So sometimes you have your tummy and your third eye, right? So what you do is you see this cord, you grab it, you put your knife and tense your knife on it, right? And you wrap it round, right? And you slightly cut through it and slice it, right? And once it's been severed, you get out your astral torch, right, which is like, the Olympic torch, or the torch that the Statue of Liberty is carrying, right? And you burn the end of their cord and the end of your cord, right, so that they burn away from each other, right? And this is severing psychic cords between people, right? So teach people the value of decent company, and how they can disconnect themselves from negative relationships,